Hi friends. Well, as it was voted by you after my season 12 episode 4 review, today we're doing the second part of the exact moment or reason when a queen won or lost a lip sync. In this video, we will be going over every single lip sync that we've had on Drag Race from season 5 to season 8, excluding those lip syncs where there were 2 winners or 2 losers, and pointing out the exact thing a queen did that made her lose or win the lip sync. In order to focus on the performances as much as possible and maybe rationalize RuPaul's bird brain moments, we won't be taking into consideration storyline related wins and such, since we've already explored those in the video you can find in your upper right hand corner and in the description below. Without any further ado, let's continue with season 5. Penetration. Remember her? Went one-on-one with Serena Chacha in the first lip sync of season 5. They lip synced to Miley's Party in the USA, which is kind of a wasted song for these two queens. They didn't really bring it, but Serena gave us more of that teen pop star energy, which was helped by her split right as the chorus hit, and it even got the approval of Coco Montrese. Penny also did not know the words. Serena is not as lucky against Monica, who channels Rihanna so much better than her. What helped Serena win last time, this time clearly made her lose, which she knew as well, because she literally bowed to Monica after the lip sync. Let's talk about Coquita. She won her lip sync against Monica, essentially while lip syncing the "yes, this is true, cause what I do know I can do it better" part of When I Grow Up. She is the blueprint, now come on now. Detox wins her lip sync against Lanesha after her staple jaw or lip quiver, but she cemented her win with her spinning in her dress and showing her ass. Coco is back to show the girls how it's done, but funnily enough, she had some great competition this time in the Jade Jolie. But the moment that the chorus of I'm So Excited hit and Coco started dancing, it was all over for Jade. But she did hold her own. Ivy and Alyssa's lip sync is low-key the most forgettable of season 5, hand in hand with the season's first lip sync. Alyssa introducing the Alyssa Dance Corner, which will make a return on All Stars 2, is maybe the reason why she won. I really don't know for this one. Now, my favorite lip sync of this season, Cold Hearted Snake. There are so many moments where Coco definitely won. So let's list them. Coco taking out the flower out of her hair, ready to battle. Coco looking like she's about to scorn RuPaul for something she did while doing the uh-oh part of the song. Coco perfectly lip-syncing every single word of that how come you can part of the song and making sure the judges see every word of it. And of course, let's not forget, Coco spinning her arms around her, and with that, her sleeves perfectly in sync with the music. And not a single split in sight. Detox is able to beat Coco in their lip sync though, and I believe that happened right as Detox fingered with Michelle. What? Okay, let me rephrase that. It happened right as Detox and Michelle fingered at each other and started lip syncing in unison. And they were lip syncing to a seduction song. So, there's that. Jinxie won her lip sync against Detox to the amazing Malumbo numbers 420, I don't know, whatever song it was. Once she started doing the wow, wow, wow part of the song, I'm not doing that well. But also, overall, her energetic performance is what made her win. Season 6's first lip sync is between the legend, Vivacious, and the legend Kelly Mantle to Madonna's Express Yourself. Here, there really is no specific moment where Vivacious wins or Kelly loses. Vivacious is just a little more energetic than Kelly, she's a little more vivacious if you will, and delivered the song much better. Next, Darian and Magnolia duke it out to turn the beat around. Same thing goes here. Darian just did the song justice and performed it better. The moment April took off her little yellow coat and turned into a full-on teen pop star while lip-syncing to Shake It Up by Selena Gomez of all songs is when she won her lip-sync against Vivacious. Though Vivacious did put up a good fight. One of the best season 6 lip-syncs, Trinity and April's I'm Every Woman, is won by Trinity almost immediately when she oh so graciously struts to the back of the runway with her dress flowing behind her, looking majestic yet powerful, much like the song. Gia and Laganja's lip sync was clearly going to end in Laganja's favor, solely because Gia was in a full-length gown and her mobility was quite limited. So, of course, Gia went to take off her dress, but by then over half of the lip sync had passed, and it took Gia a while to take that dress off, which all resulted in her defeat. Whereas Milk was being weird and funny for her What a Man lip sync, Trinity was just doing the song justice. She won that lip sync the moment she started playing with her hair and got down on the runway. In the least offensive way possible, Jocelyn won her Stupid Girls lip sync by acting just a tiny bit dumber than Laganja. Okay, let's not say dumber, let's say ditzier. Adore takes Trinity out of the competition with her great cartwheel where she perfectly lands in a squat during their lip sync to Vibology. Adore also was a little sexier in her delivery, but also a little quirky, if you will, during the parts of the song where she needed to be quirky. While both Jocelyn and Adore took us to church in their Think lip sync, Adore was a little more spontaneous, and the moment when she quite literally threw her shoes off the stage secured her victory against Jocelyn. And lastly, Ben de la Creme versus Darien Lake. This was Dayla's second time in the bottom two, both times she was there with Darien, and they're lip syncing to Kelly Clarkson's Stronger. But as Darien is amongst the small amount of queens that won all of their lip syncs, there is no way that she was going to lose to Dayla. Because, well, she didn't lose to her the first time either. You didn't think that I'd come back swinging. Darien heard that and started air punching the judges and then just exploded with energy during the chorus, securing her spot in the top 4. Season 7 had some pretty interesting lip syncs. For example, the Candy vs Tempest lip sync from the first episode, where they both performed in the nude. Kind of. During the breakdown, the bridge, one of the verses, the middle 8? I don't know, RuPaul songs are very confusing and should be studied, but during one of the sections of Geronimo, Candy starts dancing kinda robot-esque, where she moves her body bit by bit to the beats of the song, which are coming in quite fast. That's the moment Candy, or as Katya called her, the bearded hoe, wins this lip sync. Before we say when Katya beat Sasha in the Twist of Fate lip sync, I just want to say that Sasha did pretty well in the lip sync, but not as well as Katya, of course. The splits. It's the splits. Katya's splits are the reason why she won that lip sync against Sasha. The Jasmine versus Kennedy lip sync definitely was decided just based on the fact that Jasmine did not want to be there whatsoever, because she held her own in the I Was Gonna Cancel lip sync, one of Kylie's worst singles, and if the circumstances had been different, she might have even beaten Kennedy or forced a tie. However, since we are just looking at the performances, let's say that Jasmine being a one-trick pony and doing the squats in that dress as the only impressive thing about her performance is what made her lose the lip sync. Because for a quarter of a lip sync, she does those. And yeah, they're impressive. But for the rest of the lip sync, she just stands in one place or maybe moves to another place on the stage where she can stand. Trixie versus Pearl. The only thing I'm going to say is Riga Morris, but let's pretend and say that Pearl won this lip sync when she showed RuPaul the intensity that she needed from her during these 2 or 3 seconds of the performance. The Candy versus Kasha lip sync is another one that would have totally had a different outcome had the circumstances been different. Hashtag justice for Kasha. But the moment Candy won this lip sync was during this really throaty belt by the singer of the song, the name of which escapes me now, where Candy goes on her knees and just gives it her all. Break Free is the second best lip sync of season 7, fight me, and again, under different circumstances, it's a tie. Jaden takes the lead in the lip sync right at the chorus with her energetic dancing. Ariana's reaction definitely helped her case, and clearly Jaden was going to win this one. Max and Jaden's lip sync to No More Lies was Jaden's win from the beginning. The moment she banged on her titties is when she won that lip sync, because she kept that same energy going till the end. This isn't to say that Max did poorly, she just didn't do well enough to even catch up to Jaden. Ginger won her lip sync against Jaden just because of the fact that this is how she was competing in it. But also every single stunt that she pulled later made her take an even bigger lead. Miss Fame versus Pearl is the worst lip sync of the season, but it's so horribly iconic. I love it. This is another case of somebody losing a lip sync for doing something wrong. In this case, it's Miss Fame, doing that thing where she punched her other hand with a fist when Demi Sang hit the wall. I guess she understood just some of the words of the song and decided to dance literally, and so lose. Trixie versus Ginger we can just toss to the side, as it is Trixie, a returning queen in the bottom 2. She goes home by default. But let's say that this moment with Ginger's grimace is the moment when she won the lip sync. The final lip sync that mattered this season, and the best one, is the Roar lip sync between Kennedy and Katya. Much like Sahara Davenport 5 seasons prior, Kennedy won this lip sync by doing a jump split off the stage. And yes, my dudes, Kennedy won this lip sync. Katya stood minimal chance against her, though Katya's cartwheel jump split combination was cool as well. We start season 8 with a pretty interesting lip sync between Naysha Lopez and Layla McQueen. They lip sync to Gaga's Applause, maybe foreshadowing Gaga's appearance at the premiere of season 9. Now, I think that there is a moment when Layla won and when Naysha lost. Layla grabs the judge's attention once she starts being all sexy on the runway, win, and Naysha loses it multiple times, given that she, and to quote Kim Chi, danced like a soccer mom. If either of the two was not enough for you, Layla also did a dead splat and completely let the final chorus take her over, beating Naysha in process. Robbie beat Cynthia in their lip sync before the lip sync had even begun, when she chose to lip sync in skates as opposed to Cynthia's heels. Naysha's return to the competition was short-lived, given that she landed in the bottom 2 with Chi Chi DeVayne. The two of them got to lip sync to one of Blondie's best songs, Call Me. Same with Naysha's first lip sync, we have the Chi Chi won factors and the Naysha lost factors. So Chi Chi's win. Chi Chi's high kick into a death drop, Chi Chi's front walkover where her legs were in a split mid-air, Chi Chi's back handspring, and just overall her intensity in this lip sync. Naysha's loss, her repetitive dancing, her kicking off her shoes, her not matching the energy of the song, and maybe worst of all, her losing her wig. Naomi and Acids causing a commotion was interesting. Nothing really spectacular happens, but Naomi plays it smart and spends pretty much the entirety of the lip sync in the center of the stage, giving minimal movement and serving you 90s co-core model. We yet again meet Robbie in the bottom 2, this time against Derek, an impersonator of a pop icon, lip syncing to Icona Pop. I thought that pun was funny, I don't know. Do I care about this lip sync? I don't care. Because Robbie without the gimmick of being on roller skates is really bad. And Derek isn't anything too spectacular here either. I mean, she's not bad, but she's like, eh. However, Robbie purposely takes her wig off during the lip sync and then does the least energetic death splat possible, taking herself out of the competition. This season's best lip sync is hands down Chi Chi versus Torji, with Chi Chi of course doing better, but Torji not being bad at all. Minus that random cartwheel she did because why and stop, even though Rue did seem to enjoy it. I might make a separate video on why this lip sync is just so freaking good, but the final blow to Torji had to be Chi Chi's beads falling all around her right after the most impressive, and I'm telling you I'm not going, delivery. After this, even Torji kinda knew she lost. So much so that she raised Chi Chi's hand at the end. The final lip sync of the season that matters is the lip sync between Bob and Derek. Derek, for sure, would have gone home regardless of how Bob did. I mean, unless she didn't know the words, of course. But let's still find what sticks out the most, either good or bad. There are many moments where Bob shows off how funny she is throughout the lip sync. Whether it's pulling faces, pulling out a piece of carton off her dress to fan herself with, or just her delivery of the lines in the song. Bob is great, and her comedy is what made her beat Derek here. So that's it. That's the part 2. I'm not sure when I'll be able to finish the third part, and especially the fourth and the fifth, but regardless of when that happens, take care and wash your hands.